I don't want people taking Head Start lightly. I'm sitting here today because Head Start lived up to its name. It gave me a head start. So if you are confirmed, will you commit to reviewing these terminations decisions, and will you report to this committee on the Office of Head Start's current ability to fully function and serve providers and families? That's a yes or no question.
Senator, my job is to follow the law. So if errors have been made, I would look to correct those. But my job is to follow the law and ensure that all legal obligations related to Head Start are being fulfilled.
Well, I'm not asking. I'm glad to hear that you will follow the law. That's an important answer. But I'm asking you about these terminations and their impact on Head Start operations. We've seen what happens when they push this button without taking stock of what it will actually do. So I'm asking you that will you review the terminations and then report back to this committee whether or not you think it's working? That's a management question.
Yeah.
Yes or no?
Senator, I'm happy to look at it.
Will you report back to the committee? How will I know you've looked at it? Will you report back to the committee? I think it's a simple question, sir.
Senator, legislative relations is really important to me. I will follow the internal practices to ensure that I am working with the legislature as expected.
In your answers, I feel the pressure that you feel from the administration. Mr. Adams, welcome to you and to your family. I am a product of good public policy. I know what happens when we get the federal public policy right. I'm a proud alum of Head Start. Head Start provided me and millions of others a great education and a strong start in life, and if confirmed, you would oversee Head Start, which serves over 800,000 children and families, 23,000 of which are in my state of Georgia. In April, HHS closed and consolidated 5 of the 10 regional Head Start offices. I'm hearing from providers in Georgia that these closures have resulted in reduced access for those children and their families. And that's why in April I sent a letter to Secretary Kennedy demanding answers. Sadly, I've yet to hear a response. Mr. Adams, I know you weren't involved in this decision. You stand before this committee seeking confirmation. But if confirmed, will you ensure that I will get an answer to my letter within the next 30 days?
Senator, first, let me just say thank you to your staff for opening their doors to me a couple weeks back and spending some time to get to know me and my positions for ACF. I'd reiterate what I said in my opening statement. Head Start is one of the priorities I want to focus on. My wife, who's here today, her grandmother ran a Head Start in Blackfoot, Idaho in the late 60s and early 70s. Establishing a line of communication, ensuring that Head Start grantees across the country have access to the information they need when they need it is something that's important to me, and I look forward to working with you on that. In terms of legislative response, as you said, I can't speak to what's happened at the agency today. I'm not there
today. My question is, will you work to get me an answer to my letter within 30 days after you're confirmed? That's my question.
Senator, legislative responsiveness is something that's always going to be important to me. I will ensure I can get you a response as quick as possible. As the nominee, I don't know all the sign-off processes internally at HHS, but I commit to getting you an answer as timely as possible.
You've testified that you will support Head Start and work to ensure the program's success. How will you ensure the closures of regional offices do not further disrupt access to Head Start for families? I'm hearing from providers. Yes, it has disrupted services.
Senator, well, I'd reiterate what Secretary Kennedy said, which is his intention is to make Head Start better and brighter by the end of this term. One of the things, I run the Idaho Department of Health and Welfare. Head Start grants don't go through us. I have a Head Start collaboration office, but they're private entities and nonprofit entities. To the extent that they don't have a line of communication, I'd be happy to work within the agency and set that up.
So my question is, what will you do to make sure that these terminations aren't disrupting access to Head Start? You said you're a big supporter of Head Start. I would think you would be working hard to make sure that we don't have disruptions in services. We've seen the Trump administration in a very reckless way, whether we're talking about the CDC or other agencies fire a lot of people across the board. And we know it's reckless for a whole range of reasons, but they've had to admit as much when they've had to go back and rehire some of the people they fired, saying, oops, we didn't quite know, let's try to push that button. So I don't want people taking Head Start lightly. I'm sitting here today because Head Start lived up to its name. It gave me a head start. So if you are confirmed, will you commit to reviewing these terminations decisions, and will you report to this committee on the Office of Head Start's current ability to fully function and serve providers and families? That's a yes or no question.
Senator, my job is to follow the law. So if errors have been made, I would look to correct those. But my job is to follow the law and ensure that all legal obligations related to Head Start are being fulfilled.
Well, I'm not asking, I'm glad to hear that you will follow the law. That's an important answer. But I'm asking you about these terminations and their impact on Head Start operations. I hope you will take account of what the people you're pledging to serve are actually feeling. Thank you very much.
Senator Cortez Masto.